One more. Test mic, test mic. Let's see if this one now is working. All right, test mic. Good morning, everyone. It's September 16, 2025. All right, one more. Test mic, test mic. All right. So it's 9:33 in the morning. Market just opened 4 minutes ago, and right now we're just looking at what the market is going to give us. Tesla had a beautiful run for a couple of days, and today it's still up by 1% or $4.40. It's 9:33 in the morning. Market. All right, so pretty much everything that we get to, or the usual routine. We look at the SPY. Let's see what SPY is doing. SPY is still an all-time high, looking like it is having that support at 661.31, pre-market low at 661.13 with a pre-market high of 662. We are an all-time high, having a little bit of a pullback there. The low of that candlestick is at 661. So let's see what SPY is going to do today. If it's going to have a pullback or have another run. We just have a pretty strong stocks or market overall. We're looking at Rivian as well. Rivian is pre-market low 13.62 with a pre-market high of 13.9. Nvidia is having a pullback, so pre-market low at 176 with a pre-market high of 177. That's our level for Nvidia. Tesla pre-market low 411 with a pre-market high is 421. Look at that beautiful run for the past couple of days. AMD having that pullback, also was in that range for a while, and then now testing that support. Pre-market low at 161.37 with a pre-market high of 162. Now, WBTN is a float of 15 million. So this falls into a low float stock, pre-market low at 18 with a pre-market high of 24. Look at how the level 2 is not moving at all. So I wouldn't be touching that. Next one, NUKK, not looking good. Look at the wicks at the pre-market. So wick here is huge as well as at the bottom. So that's not going to be clean. So you want to stay away from that. RZLV is a float of 79 million. So not a low float stock. What I don't like about this stock is it does not move in the tape as well as in the level 2. Compare that move to this movement in SPY. Look at the liquidity here. So that's the one that always attracts me the most when I am trading that particular stock. Oracle had a huge gap up last week, and then now just in that range. So pre-market low here is at 308 with a pre-market high of 320. A pretty expensive stock to consider. So SPY is still testing that support at 661.32. We are at R3 here. The first candlestick at the 5 minutes is a doji. Now testing the R3, we're looking at our level here. This is our Camarilla pivot point, and then now we are just stuck in that range between that R3 as well as the VWAP, and then now just retesting that support. And looks like, yeah, we just lost that support. So R3 right here. Let's see if we can do a small position to the short. So short 661, just a small position here. So we're gonna buy a put that makes us short bias on this stock. So very small position. And then let's see It did tested that support. That support is the level that we placed earlier. So that is 661.13. That is the pre-market low. We did test that pre-market low, but let's see if this still has the juice to go down. So let's see here. Looking at the tape here, tape has lots of red prints as well as the level 2 big order sitting at the bid. So that's pretty much, bearish. So let's add to that short. So for now, what we're actually been doing is we've been dabbing into options trade, just because with options you have higher potential for a move because you're only buying the options and not the particular stock itself. So it makes it cheaper, but you have to be very careful with options trade as well, just because it has a higher risk, higher reward as well. The higher reward, the higher the risk. So that's what we're gonna be doing for now. So let's see here. So it's moving in our favor. We have a small position. We bought a put. So what we would like to see is for the SPY to have a pullback. And yeah, that's our bias for today. Now let's look at something else. NVIDIA had a little bit of a pullback. Now for a long-term, investor, this is a minutia, a very small move. But for a day trader, that move 177.5, let's see here, 175.82. So we're already talking about at least $1 move. So that's already a big move for a day trader. And that's where we make money off of. So SPY here looking good. We are again short bias. So for us to be short bias for options trade, you buy a put. So look at how SPY already went below that level, which is the high of this body of this candlestick from yesterday. So our put is already looking good. So now, since there's still a lot of orders sitting at the bid here, I'm not closing any positions yet. There is a support there at 660. But let's look at a smaller time frame just so we get to see a volume bar. Volume bar there, 280, which looks good. So we bought it here, 0.86. Having a little bit of a resistance there. So I took some partial. And then let's see for the SPY. SPY, this is not showing any signs of support here yet. We did had a little bit of some buyers who step in here, but look at the volume bar. So this is actually not buyers, but those are profit takers. So volume bar is tiny. So profit takers are coming in and just closing, taking some profits. What else is here? Tesla had a very nice run a week ago from that breakout of 350 and then all the way to 420. That was a pretty good move. All right, so now decision is here, testing again that level, that support, 660.67. Now let's look at the bid and ask here. There is no imbalance between the bid and the ask, so we really cannot see anything here. But let's look at what is printing in the tape. Tape is printing 75, 76, but it is printing 70s. So there is still some sellers down there. having that little bit of a bounce. It's amazing how SPY just had that all-time high, that run for the past couple of weeks to months. So this is definitely history here of having that all-time high, 660. Let's see if buyers are going to be stepping into this level. Let's see that support. So that level that we're encountering, if we look at this candlestick from yesterday before the market closes, which is around 6:30, so that's post-market, we do have that level at 660.77. So that is the level that this that we're currently establishing here. All right, so we're looking for this level to be broken. So 660.66, 75. Now we can also just get stuck with this level. We do have a big news coming up tomorrow, so that news can just, make the level for SPY be in range bound today. So let's see, look at here. So 69, we're losing that level at 70. We're now printing at 69, 66, 63. All right, boom. That's where. So let's take some partial there. Just taking some partial again. That was a good move already for that short that we did. So again, shorting it, meaning we bought some puts, which had become very profitable. So SPY having that pullback, and we were able to capture that move at the open. So let's see here, 660. So we're back at that level, 660. Let's look at the 1 minute here. 1 minute having that level at 660.47. And then now, since we only have a very small position, we can just trail our stop loss here. So small position left, trailing our stop loss behind that move. But let's see if we still have a way to go down. So let's so we're just keeping a very small position now. Okay, just trailing our stop loss there. So we're just keeping a very small position now. So this level right here, just trailing our stop loss there. So we're just keeping a very small position now. So this level right here, just trailing our stop loss there. All right, so that was a good move already for, considering that the market just opened. We got our trades in, and we're just waiting for us to get step out, and we will call it a day. So we bought, let's see here, So we're just waiting for us to get stop out. But yeah, we're pretty much, we're not gonna overtrade today and waiting for SPY to stop us out. So with that buying put here, we were short bias, and let's see if the SPY is gonna bounce now. If it's gonna bounce, then we will be out of our position. Yep, so we're out of our position. So yeah, we'll call it a day. So for now, what is that? Like less than 20 minutes of trade, and we are done with the trade. I do have a meeting, so I will just keep this short. So let's do a quick summary of this. So yeah, good morning everyone. It's September 16, 9:49 in the morning. We just finished trading. We could have traded more, but I do have a meeting, so I just have to keep this short. So what we did was at the open, we were looking at our usual suspects, which is NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a bit of a pullback, not a lot, but for day traders like us, that $2 move is already a big move. Also, we were looking at Tesla. We place our levels there. We have a pre-market high with a pre-market low. So our usual routine where we place our pre-market high and pre-market low. Look at AMD. AMD just created an opening range breakdown. This is a textbook setup right here. But again, we're done with the trade. So we are just going to be doing a recap. Now, WTN was part of our list, but we did not even touch this one. It's a low float stock because the float here is just 15 million. So anything below 20 million, we call it low float stock. And you have to be very careful when trading those kind of stocks, just because they can just have a pump and dump where a big trader can buy or sell a big position and then you get stuck. So another problem here is look at the bid and the ask. It's not even moving. If you compare that bid and the ask right now with WTN and you compare it with SPY, look at the movement right here. The movement is so fluid. It's wow, it's still moving. It's still so fluid that that's the kind of stock that you want to be involved at. So that's why we were looking at SPY. We saw the potential for a pullback just because right at the open, we were looking at the 5 minutes and look at this doji right here. As soon as it creates the doji, let me get my pen. As soon as it creates this doji, it did not even get to test the high of that doji or that wick. So we were just in R3 and we've been losing that level and we've been losing that VWAP level. And that's the reason why we were short bias SPY. It's an all-time high, but also we have to consider that when we were all-time high here at 661, every support that is a potential for a support, it just keeps breaking that support. So we were short bias, we shorted, and unfortunately it got us stop out. But look at the move right here. So we bought it at 8.87. So again, we are short bias. We bought it at 0.87 and we were able to capture it all the way to 1.12. Just because buying a contract, one contract is equivalent to 100 shares. We only got a couple of shares and we already were up by 1,300. It could have been a bigger move if we kept that position. But that's the thing, that's the reason why we went into trading, because we want to be in and out the market so we can do something else with our time. So that is our SPY trade. So SPY is still having a pullback. I won't be surprised if SPY actually tests this level, which is the low of this candlestick, which is 659. Look at the speed of how this SPY is heading. So yeah, next support there is 659. Then next one is 659.31. So pretty good move. We were able to capture that. Done with the trade for, let's see, less than 20 minutes. We could have made more if we have more time. But yeah, we'll do this again next week. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the last couple of weeks. We've been just so busy that I did not even get a chance to do live trade. But we do this live trading every Tuesday, and we get to pick the stocks that has a potential for a run, for a move. It is the stocks that move at least 3% down or is up by at least 3%. And then we make money out of those small movement. And that's how you day trade. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys get, have a green trading day today. We'll do this again next Tuesday. We do it every Tuesday at around 9:30. And if for you, those of you who is asking on where to begin on how to day trade for a living, please feel free to check our website out. It's called ecourseunlock.com, and in that website you'll see the one that we're watching, and you can even download some stuff that we are giving away for free. So no commitment there. Just we're sharing to the community our strategy. So for that, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday at 9:30. Ciao. Or maybe a status, or maybe a popularity. Is it achievement? Or is it security? Is it fulfillment? Or is it a passion? Is it a relationship, adventure, being creative, being able to do what you want at your own terms? Or just loving what you do, exploring the world, giving back, serving? Now the list can go on and on. What's the common denominator here? All of this require time. And if we will spend 90,000 hours at work, which is the average number of hours a person works in their lifetime, then who has the time to do all this? 24 hours in a day isn't coming to an end. 24 hours is all that we're going to get. Now, wish you could have more time so you can focus on what matters most. What would you do if you have more time in your hand? What would you do if money is not the driving force for you to work? What if you have to get up in the morning, not because you have to clock in at work? What if you have to roll out of your bed to do what you love to do? For instance, for you to travel, spend time with your loved one, follow your passion, maybe do a volunteer work. Did you ever dream of reclaiming more time in a day, or ever wanted to start your own business so you can experience more autonomy, not having to report to a boss, and having the liberty to make your own decision or your own schedule? And I am not talking about retirement. Every day, we get a fresh 24 hours to make that decision on how we would spend that 24 hours. Every day, we are in a crossroad. Our decision will determine our future. In day trading, you can reclaim more time from your day by cutting the working hours to less than 10 hours per week, so you can focus on what matters most. Because honestly, for some, that 10 hours is only their commute time per week to work. After all, we all have seen this ad before. So reclaim more time through day trading so you can focus on what matters most. After all, we are all in a borrowed time, so make it count. Click the link below to learn how to day trade for a living.